But yeah, I mean, they're easy shlokas, so I thought maybe there wasn't any need for me to do it, just because it was so straightforward. But then also, I'm not like a teacher. I'm also one of the students in this class. This is just a study group. And it's not really fair if everybody else has to say the shloka, but not me. So anyhow, I'm just making this video very quickly, but I'm not going to get so deep into the shlokas. And I can't explain the shlokas like some of the other devotees explained. They gave such beautiful explanations, and actually makes me feel a little embarrassed about how, anyways. But somebody also was asking me, like, what's happening? Are you making a video or what? And so I thought, okay, I'll just do it also. So let me just share my screen with you. So this is the first shloka that we were supposed to have learnt this week, which most everybody already mentioned, already said these two shlokas. Everybody's caught up except for me, pretty much. But so this is from these shlokas that we're learning this week. The first one is from Rupa Shiksha, Mahaprabhu's instructions to Rupa Goswami, and the next two are from Sanatan Shiksha, which is just a couple chapters after Mahaprabhu's instructions to Sanatan Goswami. And so this one from, let's get the context of this verse. So first it's saying, brahmāṇḍa bhramite kon bhāgyavān jīva. Brahmāṇḍa means this entire universe. Bhramite means wandering. So while wandering throughout this brahmāṇḍa, this entire universe, kona, one bhāgyavān, very fortunate, most fortunate jīva, living entity, guru-kṛṣṇa-prasāde, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, pāya, he obtains. What does he obtain by the mercy of Guru and Krishna? The bhakti-latā-bīja, the seed, the bij of the vine of devotion, of bhakti. And so let's get the context, though, of this. I'm just going to go to, this is chapter 19, Madhya-līlā, chapter 19, Caitanya-caritāmṛta. And so, yeah, for 10 days, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Prayag and instructed Rupa Goswami, empowering him with the necessary potency. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Rupa, please listen to me. It is not possible to describe devotional service completely. Therefore, I'm just going to give you a synopsis of the symptoms of devotional service." Just a bindu, I think he says, right? So the ocean of transcendental mellows of devotional service is so big that no one can estimate its length and breadth. However, just to help you taste it, I'm describing but one drop, one bindu, he says. Para, what is it? I once learned all these verses, but I forgot them now. Bhakti rasa sindhu, tomai kaite tad kahi eka bindu. Is it para? Ah, God, I forgot. Anyways, in this universe, there are limitless living entities in 8,400,000 species, and all are wandering within this universe. The length and breadth of the living entity is described as 1/10,000th part of a tip of the hair. This is the original subtle nature of the living entity. And then it gives two pramāns, from Shastra. If we divide the tip of a hair into 100 parts, and then take one part and divide this into another 100 parts, that 10,000th part is the dimension of the living entity. This is the verse of the chief mantras. Balagrashatabhagasya. That's the verse. Lord Krishna says, among minute particles, I am the living entity. I'm not going to read all these verses, but the unlimited living entities can be divided into two divisions, those that can move and those that cannot move. Among living entities that can move, there are birds, aquatics, and animals. Although the living entities are known as human beings, although the living entities known as human beings are very small in quantity, that division may be still further subdivided, for there are many uncultured human beings like mlechas, pulindas, bodhas, and shabars. Among human beings, those who are followers of the Vedic principles are considered civilized. Among these, almost half simply give lip service while committing all kinds of sinful activities against these principles. Such people do not care for the regulative principles. Among the followers of Vedic knowledge, most are following the process of fruitive activity and distinguishing between good and bad work. Out of many such sincere fruitive actors, there may be one who is actually wise. Out of many millions of such wise men, one may actually become liberated, mukta, and out of many millions of such liberated persons, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna is very difficult to find. Because a devotee of Lord Krishna is desireless, he is peaceful. Fruitive workers desire material enjoyment, jnanis desire liberation, and yogis desire material opulence. Therefore, they are all lusty and cannot be peaceful. This is an important verse to learn also. Krishna bhakta nishkam attaiva shante, bhukti mukti siddhikami sakali ashanta. O great sage, out of many millions of materially liberated people who are free from ignorance, and out of many millions of siddhas who have nearly attained perfection, there is hardly one pure devotee of Narayan. Only such a devotee is actually completely satisfied and peaceful. This is a very common verse. What is it? I forgot how it starts. Muktanam, yeah, that's it. Muktanam apisiranam narayana parayana sadurlabha prashanatma kutishvapi mahamune. According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. So this is the verse. This is Srila Prabhupada's very bhavanuvad translation. You know, I just made it like a two lines, but Srila Prabhupada explained it more. He said, according to their karma, this is it. Brahmāṇḍa bhramite kona bhāgyavān jīva, guru-kṛṣṇa-prasāde pāya, bhakti-latā-bīja. According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems, and some are going down into the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. I think this translation is interesting because she explains that it's by the grace of Krishna that one gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master. And then it's by the mercy of a spiritual master that we get to associate with Krishna. First it goes from Krishna's mercy to Guru, and then Guru's mercy we get Krishna. And so, like for somebody like me, who I'm not in the association of a pure devotee, Mahabhagavad. So what do I do in my situation? I've had the opportunity to get diksha from, to get this bhakti-latā-bīja from a pure devotee, but now I'm not in sadhusanga, so what do? I pray to Krishna. If I sincerely pray, then Krishna will send his pure devotees to me. We always have to be praying to... If we're not praying to Krishna and we're just trying to look for a guru by our own, and then we'll just find somebody that we like, somebody that pleases our senses, somebody that makes us happy, somebody that we think is funny or generous, or all these different mundane qualities that make us like people. We'll choose a guru based on that. But we'll be cheated then, because we don't know what to... But if we pray to Krishna, that he sends his pure devotee to us, then we'll get a sadhguru. And by the mercy of that sadhguru, then we will get the bhakti-latā-bīja, and if we continue to water that bhakti-latā-bīja, it will grow. Let's read the next verses. So when a person receives the seed of devotional service, he should take care of it by becoming a gardener and sowing the seed in his heart. If he waters the seed gradually by the process of shravan and kirtan, hearing and chanting, that the seed will begin to sprout. Okay, so the water is shravana kirtana jale koroe sechan. We water by the process of shravan and kirtan. As one waters the bhakti-latā-bīja, as one does shravan and kirtan, the seed sprouts, and the creeper gradually grows to the point where it penetrates the walls of this universe and goes beyond the Viraja river, lying between the spiritual world and the material world. It attains Brahmaloka, the Brahman effulgence, and penetrating through that stratum, it reaches the spiritual sky and the spiritual planet Goloka Vrindavan. And we hear about this growing process through all the stages of sadhusanga, bhajana, kriya, anarthana vritti, or like in Madhuri Kadambini, how we grow, how we water this plant, and all the stages that it grows through until it finally reaches Krishna's feet. So being situated in one's heart and being watered by Shravan and Kirtan, the bhakti creeper grows more and more. In this way, it attains the shelter of the desire tree of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is eternally situated in the planet known as Goloka Vrindavan, in the topmost region of the spiritual sky. The creeper greatly expands in the Goloka Vrindavan planet, and there it produces the fruit of love for Krishna, Krishna Prem. Although remaining in the material world, the gardener regularly sprinkles that creeper with the water of hearing and chanting. So yeah, this is Madhuri Kadambini, this is the whole book. Finally, once anyhow. If the devotee commits an offense at the feet of a Vaishnava while cultivating the creeper of devotional service in the material world, his offense is compared to a mad elephant that uproots the creeper and breaks it. In this way, the leaves of the creeper are dried up. The gardener must defend the creeper by fencing it all around so that the powerful elephant of offenses may not enter. Sometimes unwanted creepers, such as the creepers of desires for material enjoyment and liberation from the material world, grow along with the creeper of devotional service. The varieties of such unwanted creepers are unlimited. Some unnecessary creepers growing with the bhakti creeper are the creepers of behavior unacceptable for those trying to attain perfection, nasiddhachara, diplomatic behavior, kutinati, animal killing, himsa, mundane profiteering, mundane adoration, pratishta, and mundane importance. All these are unwanted creepers. If one does not distinguish between the bhakti creeper and the other creepers, the sprinkling of water is misused because the other creepers are nourished while the bhakti creeper is curtailed. As soon as an intelligent devotee sees an unwanted creeper growing beside the original creeper, he must cut it down instantly. Then the real creeper, the bhakti-latā, grows nicely and returns back home, back to Godhead, and seeks shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna. When the fruit of devotional service becomes ripe and falls down, the gardener tastes the fruit and thus takes advantage of the creeper and reaches the desire tree of the lotus feet of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. There the devotee serves the lotus feet of the Lord, which are compared to a wish-fulfilling tree. Bliss, he tastes the juice of the fruit of love and becomes eternally happy. To taste the fruit of devotional service in Goloka Vrindavan is the highest perfection of life, and it is the presence of such perfection, the four material perfections, religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. In the presence of such perfection, these four things are very insignificant achievements. As long as there is not the slightest fragrance of pure love of Krishna, which is the perfect medicinal herb for controlling Lord Krishna within the heart, the opulences of the material perfections known as the siddhis, the Brahminical perfections, the trance of the yogis, and monistic bliss of Brahman all seem wonderful for men. When one is situated in pure devotional service, he develops love of Godhead. Therefore, let me describe some of the symptoms of pure devotional service. Anyhow, we're going to stop here, but I just think it's always nice to see the context of the verse. And so let's go over this. Brahmāṇḍa bhramite kona bhāgyavān jīva, guru-kṛṣṇa-prasāde pāya bhakti-latā-bīja. Brahmāṇḍa bhramite kona bhāgyavān jīva, guru-kṛṣṇa-prasāde pāya bhakti-latā-bīja. We'll do it one more time and then we'll try it without looking. Brahmāṇḍa bhramite kona bhāgyavān jīva, guru-kṛṣṇa-prasāde pāya bhakti-latā-bīja. Okay, let's try it without looking now. Brahmāṇḍa bhramite kona bhāgyavān jīva, guru-kṛṣṇa-prasāde pāya bhakti-latā-bīja. Brahmāṇḍa, so this whole universe, brahmāṇḍa, bhramite, wandering throughout this universe. Kona, bhāgyavān, very fortunate, jīva, soul. Guru-kṛṣṇa-prasāde, by the prasad, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Pāya, he gets bhakti-latā-bīja, the bij, the seed of the bhakti-lata, the creeper, the vine of devotion. Alexa, Alexa,